Can you tell us a little bit more about your experience of tiredness and having poor concentration? How did that affect you?
Tiredness was affected me very badly. Very badly. I'd be talking to somebody and just feel tired all of a sudden. And concentration just went straight out the window. I couldn't make eye contact with people at first. And because that would just tire me out. If I'm in a group of people and having a conversation, you know, in a pub or somewhere like that, if two people are talking to me at the same time, I'd be switching from one to the other all the time, trying to concentrate and talk to the person that's talking to me instead of just waffling around all the place, wandering around all the place.
Yeah, because I'm still coping with divided issues, memory, tiredness, but probably from 5 years ago, I have a much better way of practicing that, coping with that, and I understand why I get anxious and why I get angry. The danger is that you take these coping strategies and you apply them, and some days they work and other days they don't. And what would happen is, as I mentioned earlier, is if I do too much in one day, I will get very tired. And what the consequences of that are, it affects my family, because I'll get more grumpy and we'll have, you know, I'll be short and so forth. But everyone knows that's the consequences, that if Dad gets too tired, Dad's going to get more grumpy. But we understand why that is, because of the support we got from the psychologist.
So the fatigue, you find that it comes and goes and it affects you, the amount you're able to do, what you're able to cope with, how your day goes or how your week goes?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
and it goes up and down still?
It goes up and down. The fatigue thing is just the most frustrating one, I have to say, because, you know, you just, if you do too much, you know, the consequences are the next day or the following day, you're going to struggle. You're just going to be far more tired. And I said that has effects on everybody. But that is just one of the consequences now of having the stroke. That I don't know if this is correct, but you know, my brain is going at 70% as it was before. But if you try and do the same things you did before, you're going to get tireder.
I still occasionally get days, which I'm still absolutely convinced it's about the medication that I'm on. There are still days when I'm waking up and feel absolutely lousy. I've not slept well, I'm waking up in a sweat, I feel very shaky, and those are the days where if I was having to do something before, I probably wouldn't have done them because I would have been so anxious about something happening. And now I've just worked my way through those things by thinking, look, if it happens, it happens. It's not, you know. And you know, it doesn't happen very often, but when it does, it's useful just to remind myself about where I've been and what I've discussed and what's happened. And that's such a positive thing. I mean, I see that as a really, really positive thing. It's not an inadequacy on my part or a failure on my part to turn around and say to someone, I'm feeling a bit shaky and I'm just having a bad day, and you know, I just need a bit of help with this. And everybody responds. You know.